This program is brought to you by Hungry Jack's and Bunnings Warehouse.
G'day punters, Illawarra taking on Brisbane here, and the Hawks are just starting to roll as we get to the pointy end of the season. I think Brisbane are better than that price, but I'm still going to take the Hawks to win here because a majority of their losses this year, it's a niche little thing, but they've come in day games. They've actually won 7 of their last 8 night games. This one's taken place at night, so I expect them to get this win, but I'm going to play Brisbane at the handicap here because I think that they're better than their record suggests, and I just don't trust Illawarra to be able to get it done all the way there, but I'll still take them in their head-to-head. The total points, that total is far too high, so I'm going to take the total points under on this one. Enjoy, and most importantly, gamble responsibly.
I'm never off my grind. I'm always on time. I'm ahead of the game. I'm first place. I'm in my prime. Hard work that pays off. I pay dues. I'm paid off. Cross me, get crossed off. I'm so fresh. I'm so raw. Go hard like A-Day. It's game time like A-Day. I ball hard and clutch play. It's game time like A-Day. Now let the games begin.
The Hawks are back home and running hot. That man, Antonius Cleveland, is an excitement machine. Duop Reith, he is standing tall and delivering for the Hawks. And their coach, Brian Goorjian, is back from isolation and ready to score a 4th straight win for the first time this season. We are at the Sandpit in Wollongong to start round 18 of Hungry Jack's NBL. I'm Matt Russell on a night the local club is calling 80s night. Great to have you with us. I've gone to great lengths to dress up tonight. I'm alongside a 500 gamer, 900 made threes, Oscar Foreman. Oscar, why didn't you dress up?
80s night, baby. Got to support the guys. The 2 foundation clubs going against it, so I got to join them.
How's Scooby going, okay?
He's alive.
Let's get serious because there are some players missing tonight. We'll go further into that in a moment. But on the floor, as I mentioned, Antonius Cleveland, outstanding against Melbourne. At the other end of the floor, Robert Franks, who makes the biggest impression in this game.
Look, I think Franks has been great for the last 7 games, but I think AC, especially without the GOAT in Melbourne, I think he's going to push forward and play well this game. Time
for you to go and get changed into something more respectable. As we go to Cam Luke, Liam Santa Maria and Pete Hooley. Boys, where's your outfits?
I got no words.
No words.
Yeah, a legend, and dressed like that. Love it, though. 80s night, wherever you might be. Good evening to you. This is a big one. Spoiler is the Bullets roll, but this Hawks team are on fire, Liam Santa Maria.
Red hot, playing finals like basketball a few weeks out from the postseason. They've won 3 in a row, the Hawks. They've won 8 of their last 10, coming off a massive win over Melbourne United. They're rolling right now, but the Bullets, they can cause some problems. They beat this Hawks team earlier in the year, and as we look at the Amy ladder, Pete, the Hawks, they need to keep on winning.
Well, they do. And as you mentioned, that they've won 8 of their last 10. Those 2 losses came to the Jack Jumpers, who are just hanging around. Their percentage not as good as the Hawks, but we know Brisbane can cause some problems, and there's a couple of big outs for the Illawarra Hawks, but looking forward to seeing how this game turns out.
One in particular, Tyler Harvey, niggling sort of injuries the last couple of days. He did fail a fitness test. He won't be out there. As we look at the DoorDash starting 5. DoorDash is your delivery MVP. Head to DoorDash app now. They're deep, they're on fire, but missing their point guard.
Well, they are deep, but that depth is going to be tested tonight. Tyler Harvey is a big out, didn't pass that fitness test. Rattan Mays comes into the starting lineup. He's been terrific off the bench. Antonius Cleveland, the boys spoke about him before, and Duop Reith in the centre spot has been a beast in recent games.
All right, Tyler Harvey is out after that big win in Melbourne, but Brian Goorjian is in, and moments ago he caught up courtside with Matt Russell.
Well, Coach, how was remote coaching? Good to be back courtside today?
No, it's great to be back. Really proud of the team, and what they did in Melbourne was huge for us. The journey's been tough this back half, how we started the season. We have to do some work on the road, and a lot of pressure on us for the last 6 weeks. So that was a huge win for us and sets up the game tonight.
Let's talk about the most recent part of that journey. 3 straight wins, as you touched on, the most recent against the top team in the comp. What have you learnt about your team in that stretch?
Well, I think convincing the team and getting them to believe in what we need to do to win and come into an understanding of that. Last year, our team knew, right, we didn't have enough firepower. We got to defend and rebound. This year's team, more offensive weapons, and convincing them of that side of the ball has been difficult. And I think think over the last month, the ball's moved better on the offensive side of the floor, and on the defense, we've done a better job getting back, packing the key, and giving them one shot. And that's the difference between winning and losing.
Good to see you back, Brian.
Thank you.
7 days ago, miraculous win for this team, the Brisbane Bullets. A DoorDash starting 5 in the lineup, Pete Hawley.
Well, one player I'm looking forward to watching tonight, Jason Cadet. He really struggled in their game, and it was 2 days after that historic win against the Taipans, against the Jack Jumpers. He had no points in 30 minutes. He had 4 turnovers with 5 assists, so no points from him. They're going to need some from him tonight. I'm expecting a bounce-back performance.
Boys, winner.
I think the Hawks on their home floor, despite the loss of Tyler Harvey.
I will say not Oscar Foreman's ankles. If we keep an eye on that, if we can get a full frame of what he was wearing before, I'm a bit worried about his ankles. But yeah, I think the Hawks will get this one done.
They're away. And on Thursday night to kickstart the round, Hungry Jacks NBL. And the Bullets, a one-on-one weekend last weekend, while the Hawks, that massive win in Melbourne against United on Sunday. Patterson, deep. And here's Rattan Mays into the starting 5, the DoorDash starting 5 with Tyler Harvey. Unavailable tonight after failing the fitness test. Cleveland for 3. Froling, this man's had a great year, and he's going to go to the foul line, earn himself 2.
Interesting, the Bullets show a bit of zone on the opening possession, and that's where you can get in trouble with the zone, blocking out, finishing the possession on the defensive glass, and Sam Froling sneaks in. They give up the look in the corner here, and nobody's blocking out Froling. Front position on the boards, and he gets himself to the stripe.
I like the zone to show it early. We know Tyler Harvey out there, and they're not going to stay in that when a Tim Conrad, Isaac White come in. But with Justinian Jessup running around, they'll live with Antonius Cleveland shooting the 3-ball in the corner early in this game. But again, as you said, you've got to then get on the glass, because Duop Reith and Sam Froling will be hanging around ready to get down all those rebounds. And there is that man, Tyler Harvey. Had a really good game against Melbourne United. That's the Tyler Harvey of old.
Has rediscovered that touch in the last couple of weeks as the Hawks point guard, as they make this run and go hoping to go further for their fans than last year. Here's Drimmick, was great last week with the game winner. Shot clock at 3, little fade away is net over Justinian Jessup.
He's playing with some confidence. Anthony Drimmick, we wouldn't have seen that kind of pull-up earlier in the year, but he's feeling good right now.
Froling tries to take Salt, loses it. First turnover of the night for the Hawks. And now they'll push. What a pass!
Oh, what finish.
Little razzle-dazzle.
Patterson.
Lamar Patterson.
Great pass from Robert Franks. Lamar Patterson still stumbling and fumbling the ball and went up on the other side.
That zone, Liam mentioned, lasted 1 possession as they go back to that man. And now Jessup with 4 on the shot clock. He's got to get really working on Patterson. Pulls up. Got it.
It's tough from Jessup. Usually prefers it going to his left there. Off to his right, pulls up and drills it late in the shot clock.
Again, this time the other way. Patterson finds Franks, that little left hand. This time he lays it in. 23 points. 9 boards in the last 6 games, 9.8 actually, nearly 10 since Sobey's gone out for Franks. Here's Jessup, already has 2. Make it 4, little floater was all class.
Good attack from Jessup, as Liam said, trying to get to his left hand and got there, and Jason Cadet trying to find his range.
And this man doing what he loves to do, defensive board and just push all the way to the bucket. It was made tough by Franks and did enough. It'll go back to Brisbane.
That was a good contest from Franks at the rim. Didn't foul, didn't do anything silly, just made it a tough shot. But this is where Cleveland's at his most dangerous. Ripping it off the defensive glass, putting the Jets on.
All tied up. Early days with kickstart. Hungry Jacks NBL weekend. Franks for 3. Pull up, 1 dribble. Net from Justinian Jessup, another man who's found form as we get towards the playoffs. And that's when Illawarra is at their best, when they push little semi-transition and Justinian Jessup just goes whack. He's got 7.
Well, that's a really good sign for Illawarra. No Tyler Harvey out there. Jessup knows there's a few more shots to be taken. knocking him down right now. It's Drimmick. That's short. Good effort from Jack Salt.
So it's Jessup to Cleveland, just dumps it to Froling, who gives us a two-hand throwdown. And already, Liam Santamaria, this is a team oozing with confidence.
Yeah, and as you say, pushing it, making plays early in transition as a result of getting stops. They force a miss, grab the board, and they're off to the races.
Patterson, step back over Cleveland, tough, no good, whistle.
Sam Froling underneath. Jack Salt had front position and Froling just moving him underneath the bucket. Michael Aylan, the veteran referee, right on the spot.
Great pass. A great stop, Reed. Great stop again by Rattan Mays. Little inbounds, nearly took the Hawks by surprise on defense, but then two huge, exceptional defensive plays to deny Robert Franks the bucket.
That was the first one. Do Reed, just the recovery, and then Rattan Mays, his awareness. Not as much airtime there for Rattan Mays, but still goes in the books.
Back to this zone for Brisbane, and Jessup says, I will break it apart.
Oh no, one pass offense. Just throw it straight to the shooter. Brisbane not aware, and James Duncan calls for time. 14-6 Hawks right out of the gate.
And Pete Hawley, we continually see slow starts from these Brisbane Bullets. No wonder, again, James Duncan has to burn an early timeout.
Well, I didn't mind the idea of throwing out the zone, but Justinian Jessup had 7 points before nailing that one, so maybe find where he is on the floor. He has yet to miss. Really good start for Justinian Jessup and the Hawks.
Ryan Gorgian, he's back in charge. Here we go.
Transition, picking the ball, spreading the floor, reverse, zone or man. We got that high alley now. If they're in zone, 2-guard front, the ball comes up here, and you set that pick, and you come and you roll, all hell breaks loose, all right? So reverse action against the zone. It's about, it's about the D, it's about the D. Defense and rebound. The push of the ball, you're picking the ball. Strong with the ball here, come on now.
That's the message he's been giving this squad all season long. You heard him in the pre-game speaking of Matt Russell saying we've had to teach these guys that kind of focus, that it starts with the defense, and then you clear the defensive boards, and then you can get out and run. You heard the assistant coach Jacob Jackamus last week against Melbourne United saying that you can play with some swag offensively as long as we sit down, guard guys, and get some stops.
8-point lead. Drimmick can't find Franks underneath. It's knocked out. We'll stay with Brisbane. 8 on the shot clock. Do we expect Nathan Soapy back this season, Liam?
It's looking less and less likely, isn't it?
That's a shocking pass. Rattan Mays, and that was a gorgeous pass. Dwight Reith beats everyone in a foot race, and the lead is 10.
Well, they're playing really well. Both ends of the court the last few weeks, the Illawarra Hawks. But out in transition, that's what sparks them. It's Antonius Cleveland. Rattan Mays into that starting point guard role. He'll push the ball, push the tempo.
Patterson, met again by Ruth, who said no, and again they run. Jessup gets to his spot, 10-footer, net. And this is a big start, 14 straight for Illawarra. We're only halfway through the first quarter, that lead out to 12.
Justinian Jessup was feeling it. 12 points, his best first quarter of the season, and he's 100% from the field.
He plays the first quarter out. He's got to, surely. At this rate. And no need to sit him down. Whatever that regular substitution is, you scrap that piece of paper.
Tough. Lamar Patterson answers and ends that 14-point run.
Much needed bucket for Brisbane. This is worrying signs. You know, when you're a team, you're not really going to make the playoffs. You're just trying to play spoiler. You get off to a start like this, things can start to unravel.
Rattan Mays slips over. That's going to come off the leg of Dwight Reith as he tried to desperately find a teammate.
That teammate was looking for just in the Jessup. Have a look at this. Take your pick. Froling was there. He got it first. Dwight Reith, this one. Justinian Jessup just gets to his spot. He's rolling. What I love about it, the first shot of the game he took got rid of Lamar Patterson. Once that one felt good, start to free himself up a little bit more and get a bit more aggressive. 12 points, 5 in the first 5 minutes.
Krebs in for his first time. Matt Russell's courtside. Matt, what's the latest?
That last time out, James Duncan screaming at the Brisbane Bullets that the Hawks are just too comfortable. Get in their face, wave your arms around, get them off the line. He didn't like his side's defensive start, but it underlines a strength in the Hawks. No Tyler Harvey, and still they've got so many offensive options. Tyler Harvey just twinging a knee as Kadee tries to go from long range at training this week. Could have played today if it was a big final, but they're putting him on ice tonight and maybe against Melbourne on Saturday, gentlemen.
Thank you. Matt Russell courtside, Oscar Foreman with him as well. Tyler Harvey, the player being speaking about there, who has found his best form of the season as Illawarra found their best. It looks like not just out tonight, Liam, but also Saturday night as they head back to Melbourne to take on United.
Yeah, no doubt another fitness test in the mix in that one. And hasn't been an issue for him to begin this. Got off to a really nice start. Brian Goorjian wants to have a quick chat right now. Might be a bit of a coach's challenge in play. Just reading the body language of Goorjian, but we mentioned it would test their depth a little bit. Emmett Nah getting some first quarter run. Hasn't played a lot this season, but he's the first point guard off the bench.
Now we do have a coach's challenge, so we won't listen in to Gorge or to James Duncan, but the coach's challenge nice and early from Brian Goorjian as he tries to find a way to make sure 2 foul shots aren't coming the way of the Brisbane Bullets.
Very unlike Gorge, the first game back out of isolation, to use a coach's challenge in the first quarter. But it is an interesting one. We talk about the timing of coach's challenges. What are you trying to really save? What are you trying to get out of it? His first quarter, 2 points when you got a 10-point lead. No one's in foul trouble.
Down the other end.
Down the other end. Did you get a good angle of it?
It's pretty clean.
It looks real clean.
Looks very clean. Maybe Tim Conrad, the veteran, let him know and said...
So the issue is, though, you say it looks very clean, but if they...
Challenge is successful.
There we go.
The call of the
There we
four is
go.
cancelled. We will restart with a jump ball at the centre circle if no one had possession.
When it comes to listening to your players, Tim Conrad's probably one who gets a little bit more of leniency. Veteran. Brian Goorjian with the small double cobras on the sideline. Not full Scott Roth, just a little bit.
And there you go. The most successful of coaches' challenges, as they also retain the ball off the jump ball. They'll try and build on his 10-point lead. There is Nah. Liam referenced a moment ago. Rattan Mays. What's a breakdown, Dremick. And does an incredible job of it as he hits a little one-footed fadeaway.
That's tough. That was well defended by Anthony Dremick. Slid his feet, stayed in front, forced the contested mid-range fadeaway. But the offense was a little too good.
That was great half-court defense. They were prepared for that play. They had the pre-switches before the play even started, got into a bit of that Spanish action, and everybody was matched up. Just a really tough finish.
Franks on Reed, couldn't finish it. Referees found one, though. And it's going to be on top Reith, I think. Could Gorge pull the trigger on back-to-back coaches' challenges?
Well, they might have got him a little bit on the wrist, not too much of a complaint. Oh, a little look back as Jessup will sit down after a shot start. Didn't get a shot up since knocking down that last mid-range jumper. 12 points, 5 out of 5. Just enough time to cool him down.
This band's been in unbelievable form. Robert Franks, last 6 games, averaging 23 points and 9 boards a game. It's 62% from the field, 7 straight with 20 or more.
Start of the season, we were looking at saying he all-NBL first team. The MVP conversation very early on. Had that little bit of a lull, but getting back to what he does best. Isaac White straight off the bench. Straight on the scorer sheet.
Great pass out of a double team by Emmett Nah. Able to cross court and find his young backcourt partner. And the lead is 13. They're 3 or 4 from beyond the arc, Illawarra. Digba in for his first minutes. And next up, nice move. That'll count. Little Euro takes a little bump. And 3 points the old-fashioned way.
Another one growing with confidence.
Gets more opportunity. Here's that cross-court pass to Isaac White. Feet set. Want to get the mullet shake going. And, oh, little, might have got away with something there, but it's still pretty.
That was nice.
Still an M1 opportunity. James Duncan barking instructions down the other end. They're giving up 23 points.
Cleveland back in. Too easy. Too easy. Froling in first quarter. Which hasn't been the norm in the last couple of rounds. And gets an easy one thanks to Cleveland. Dare. Changed his mind. Ran out of places to pass. Had to try a tough one. Here's Nah looking. Froling for three. Couldn't get it to go. 10 or 13 from the field, Illawarra in this first quarter. Shot clock into single figures. Kadee pulls the trigger over Froling. Cleveland snaffles and runs.
Oh my. Oh, showtime.
That was beautiful. What a pass from Cleveland right in the shot pocket.
And Isaac White took his time, was able to knock it down, and here's Cleveland again. 4 rebounds, 4 assists in the first quarter for the man who has really sparked the resurgence of the Illawarra Hawks as we head towards the playoffs. Wants to break down Krebs. Conrad, tough. It's like a team heat check. Never looked like it. Now Franks will push the other way. Right past Cleveland. Left hand is good.
Good take from Robert Franks. Loving his left hand. Lately, the way he's been playing. He's going to do something on the defensive end. That last possession was better, staying down on Tim Conrad.
This man just wants it more than almost anyone right now in the league. 5 boards, runs down the offensive glass there and gets a couple of freebies to go.
Look at the pass, first and foremost. Beautiful and good poise from White just to send away the defense. And you're right, nobody in the league, that's the mullet, the beautiful mullet from Isaac White. Nobody in the league is playing harder than Antonius Cleveland right now. And you're talking about the last 3 or 4 weeks. He just went when everything started to get on the line for the Hawks and Gorge was sending the message to his troops that we're playing for our season. He responded in a big way. Possession after possession, playing at a high energy level and sparking this team.
What I love about that is listening to him in the post-game interviews and at halftime. He wanted that challenge. He took it upon himself to really ignite the team when they went on that road trip. They couldn't hide from their problems and really has single-handedly in terms of the Illawarra Hawks turned around. Everybody's jumped on board right now, but it has started with Antonius Cleveland.
Krebs for 3.
That's a free rebound, mate.
He thought about it.
What are you doing? He's got 1 point now. We know he can get some points on the board. He's got 5 rebounds, 4 assists.
You want an early triple-double?
Oh, no, I'm not going to. I'm not going to go to the early pro.
It.
But
Come on, man.
Just stick your hands out. You got to grab that.
It's like homicide after cool hit a 3 and he's gone for 8. But I like where your head's at.
Hey, he was there. Just put your hands out and grab it.
It was risky, but I'm with you. Leads at 14. He's had a wonderful first quarter. Nah, gets deep. Here's Froling. Here is that man, Cleveland. Conrad, 3. Shot clock is off. Brisbane with an opportunity to try and gain a little momentum into quarter time. Patterson, one-on-one with Cleveland.
Oh.
And he walks.
That's what Cleveland also does really well on the defensive end. Not just on-ball defense, but the ability to clog up the lane, get in the lanes defensively, be long, be athletic, but even still right there, just taking everything through the chest. Nice little hand in from the help defense, but
2.1 on the game clock.
what a start from the Illawarra Hawks.
A little tinkering with the clock here, as you just heard from the ref.
Here we go.
Conrad to inbound it. Froling. Wasn't a bad effort. But in the end, big 14-point lead for the Illawarra Hawks. They're hot, 61% from the field. They cooled down from the three-point line just a little bit, but it made no real difference to the overall score. What can Brisbane do to respond? Let's find out next. Ten minutes in the books, Hungry Jacks NBL. But defensively, the Hawks have been great. Running and gunning, they've been great. There's no Tyler Harvey. Justinian Jessup has 12. Frolin's big year continues. And that's a little razzle-dazzle that ended with Isaac White hitting his second three of the night. Big start, there you go. That's the crew. That's Jason Jiang playing ball with the family members in uni. And all thanks to Kmart. $50 Kmart gift card is heading the way of Jason Jiang. Keep enjoying it, keep hooping, and hang around because the second quarter starts now.
Well, happy times for the Hawkheads. It's all Illawarra in that opening term and just really locking down the Bullets. 15 points they gave up, 0 of 7 from 3 Brisbane. And the Hawks taking advantage in transition.
Third turnover of the night for the Hawks. Can the Bullets finish it? No, they cannot. Moss keeps it alive, and they are able to somehow, as we look, we wait, and there's going to be a foul on Cleveland. Oscar Foreman is courtside. Oscar, how'd you see the first quarter?
Guys, I think the massive difference in the two teams right now in that first quarter, Robert Franks tries to stem the flow from the Hawks by shooting a pull-up transition three. That's not going to get it done unless he hits it every time. The Hawks are playing around Justinian Jessup, which I thought was really good to see them with a massive focus on that one player and being able to run everything through him, and then you see them getting positive. Matty, how do you see it?
Well, at the other end of the floor, James Duncan was irate. He looked at his players and ripped in. He pointed to the fact that the Hawks had scored 17 points in transition in the first quarter. He said, we prepared for that. We're not doing what we've talked about. We're not doing what we've trained for. He was angry. Let's see how the Bullets respond.
Thank you, boys.
Well, they've had some issues defensively, the Bullets. There's no doubt about that. James Duncan's been banging that drum all year long. But to be honest, in that first quarter, I think a lot of it stemmed from their offense. Their spacing was all out of whack. The Hawks had them pretty much locked down. And it was sparking Illawarra transition. It's hard to stop a team flowing with confidence, coming at you a million miles an hour, possession after possession. So need to start to tick the scoreboard over to start to turn this thing around.
Here is Jessup, 12 in the first quarter. Can he continue? Not there. Oh, Cleveland kept it alive for a split second. And now Digba, great pass, weakness, first minutes of the game to kickstart this second quarter, and his first bucket, using that left hand as he likes to do.
Also got to knock down shots. Just the The way they scored in the first quarter, Jason Kadee had 2 really good looks from 3. Just going to try and take back a little bit of that momentum.
And this right here, this is what Illawarra has been doing so well over the last couple of weeks and few months. Here's Brisbane scoring in transition. This right here, Cleveland attacking, shot 14 free throw attempts last week against Melbourne. And at the start of the year, this Hawks team was a jump shooting team. They were just letting it fly from long range and not really getting to the free throw line at all. Brian Goorjian was complaining, saying, we're the lowest free throw shooting team in the league. Got to find ways to get to the stripe. And they've made a big adjustment in that regard.
A little bit of that. Might have been a little bit of a dig at the whistle, saying we need a bit, but that's the way they played. And you got Tyler Harvey, one of your main guys, always shooting floaters, Justinian Jessup jump shots, and your big guys do it, Reece stepping out for jump shots or fadeaways. Hard to get to the free throw line, but they've started to tap into it as of late.
Moss able to get it going from beyond the arc. Much better start to this second quarter for Brisbane. That 14-point lead back to 9. 7-2 in the first 90 seconds. Return May started tonight with Harvey out. Lobs it up to Cleveland, who just tucks it away nicely, in the words of Andrew Gaze.
Beautiful timing between the two imports. Cleveland not standing still in the corner, cutting along the baseline and getting above the rim.
Patterson on Cleveland, left hand is nice.
You don't have another look at that, but above the rim is right. He was up there.
8 points for Lamar Patterson. Jessup, star of the first quarter. Cleveland right there with him. Little fadeaway. It is tough. Good D by Lamar Patterson. Better offense. Not much you can do, Pete Hawley.
You live with that if you're the Brisbane Bullets. I know James Duncan wasn't happy on the defensive end, but one-legged fadeaway from Antonius Cleveland. It's not where he's at his best, so you're going to live with that, but try to answer back with a good look here and then get another stop.
Patterson finds Moss. Already knocked one down. Turn that one down. Franks aggressively straight to the bucket. Left-hand finish. That was tough.
And this is why we're seeing more of the left hand from Robert Franks, because he's on the attack. He's on the attack off the bounce. He's getting to the rim, and he loves to finish with that left.
Great extra pass. Reith can't find it, though. Was Timmy Conrad. Digba, running start. Next star on next star. That was no good over Jessup. John Mays. 10 on the shot clock, guarded by Franks. Wants to go to work, doesn't. In the end, Conrad just got to force it and it goes down. He catches it and shoots it in the exact same motion. He's been doing it for a long time, Tim Conrad. Did it again there, nothing but twine. Lead is 12. Right back at you. Was Patterson no good? Weakness. Well, he thought about it. Now he wants to take a little bump from Dwight Reith. He'll go to the foul line for a couple. That'll be the second on the big Hawk.
That's handy for the Bullets. Hasn't done a lot of damage thus far, Reith, but has been an important part of their defense. So second personal on him. He's going to have to check out. Good decision from Wigness to turn down the 3, and then he got himself on the attack on his preferred left hand. Good call from the official, and Reith's going to have a seat. And the Hawks go a little small, Froling at the 5.
What?
Wigness nails both. He's got 4. And that 14-point lead at quarter time. If you are just joining us, down to 10. No Tyler Harvey tonight for the Hawks. Failed a fitness test. This man had 12 in the first quarter and walked on that occasion.
He's cooled off. He get a shot up after the 5-minute mark and then sat down with 3 minutes to go.
And he cooled off because he got subbed out of the game. This is the thing we speak about, Pete Hawley. Sometimes the coaches, and with the depth of certain teams in the NBL, there's plenty of subbing, but it just feels like there's too much sometimes.
To be fair to Brian Goorjian, he had 2 minutes since he took his last shot to get another one up, and was playing the team game.
10-point lead. Digba. Nice move.
Good attack. Really aggressive, athletic attack from Digba. And off a little bit of ball movement too. Get through some stuff, get it from side to side and through some hands, and then try to find the seams.
Conrad, no good, and there's Digbar at the other end. Patterson leads it for Moss. Oh. Again, great defense by the Hawks. 4 blocks as a team tonight. Mays. Well, tries to split the double, couldn't finish it.
Right now, the bench from the Bullets bringing that energy. Wigness, Zaya Moss. That's up.
Great lob, great finish, and you mentioned it, Pete Hawley. This is another kid who's playing with a great deal of confidence in the last couple of weeks, getting more accustomed to being a professional basketballer, and it's showing in plays like that. He's got 7.
Oh, no doubt about it. Sam Froling makes something happen. He's looking for the pass, but the silver lining, Nathan Sobey, you lose your star player. Here comes Tom Digger with more of an opportunity to be able to play through mistakes, a bit of a longer leash. Looked really good in the blitz. I was really high on him, but again, you look at Brisbane's lineup. They've got a lot of veteran guys in that guard lineup. They're deep, and he is taking his opportunity right now.
That leads back to 5. He's got 10. He's into double figures. First of the Bullets to do so. Rattan Mays the other end. Right back at you. Into the starting lineup. He's on 5. That leads back to 8. Pocket pass, no good from Patterson. Turnover number 4 for the Bullets. And Digbert doing it at both ends. Great pass from Franks. This is an interesting 45 seconds, Liam Santa Maria, but great by Digbar, who's been great on offense. Defensively makes a great play here.
He's brought a real spark, for sure. Just getting out after it in transition, defensively, trying to make something happen for Robert Franks. Loses the handle, but he has definitely brought a spark. That's what James Duncan put him in there for. He's getting all kinds of love there on the bench from Greg Vanderjack, the assistant coach. Exactly what they wanted. Come in and bring us some energy.
It's got to be pleasing for all the Bullets, even the players, to see him be ready to take his opportunity, because no doubt would have struggled from the shoulders up throughout the season. He has looked really good in the last few weeks. Just little spots here or there, but by far his best performance. And it's still half a game to go.
Patterson picks the pocket of Froling.
I'll say that 10 times real fast.
Trimmy. Another opportunity. 6 offensive rebounds on the night for the Bullets, giving them second chances. And Lamar Patterson doesn't hit a third.
He's in double figures. Patterson, he and Digbert both have 10. The Bullets got some rhythm and flow back to their offense. Back in this ball game.
I heard you say last week, they'll never fake a back door. I'm not actually sure whether he did. I think he just tried to go back door. Conrad didn't think so. Mark Patterson with a nice take.
Moss takes a little bump, couldn't get it to go. Help defense from Jessup was a little overzealous, and it'll send Isaiah Moss to the foul line for 2.
Good action for Moss. Get him coming off that flare screen. He can stroke it. Hasn't had a big year by any stretch of the imagination. Has really found it hard to put his fingerprints on this season at all. But run some stuff for him. The defense overreacts. He puts it on the deck. Gets to the stripe. Can't convert.
And there's the cheeseburgers, and the joint goes nuts. Isaiah Moss gives a couple over. 3 cheeseburgers for the state of New South Wales. There's the code court. Get there. Hungry Jacks ASAP, and Justinian Jessup rubs it in.
All right, 2.5 minutes before halftime. Run a couple more sets for Justinian Jessup. Missed 1 shot on the night. He's got 15 points. That's just his first bucket here in this second quarter. They're blocking everything.
He is, and now they'll push through White. Reith thought about it twice. No rush of blood. We'll get it back to Emanar to take control in the half court. Pocket pass to Froling, pulls up, 13 foot, no good. Deng, who was outstanding in that win last week, against New Zealand. Been a bit quieter tonight. Moss.
Those are the shots that Oscar Foreman was talking about in the one in the first quarter with Robert Franks. Deng Deng just blocking the smaller ice at White. He's slowly starting to get some momentum back. Yes, they might have hit a shot or two, but still want a better look than that in the half court.
White runs out of places to go. Jessup saves him. Shot clock's down the top. Nothing but net. You called for a set. That wasn't a set, but the man is hot.
He's red hot. On fire, Justinian Jessup just feeling it. Here's the play they ran for him a couple of possessions ago. The Spinoulis comes out of the corner. I broke it down recently on overtime. Good action. He punishes the overplay, catches it on the flare, and then here they get him flaring to the corner, fading out of bounds, but he is rolling right now. 18 points. Has only missed one shot. Pouring it on.
Here's Gaussian.
Run up. Ups into motion. If we don't have that, run reverse into pick and roll. All right? Make sure we got a good roll guy. Got to rebound. Got to pick up. Got to rebound. Got to pick up. On the walk up. Up. On the walk up. Up. This minute's big. This minute's big. Let's go.
That's right, minutes big. There's no Tyler Harvey. No need. With 49 points. Minute and a half to go. Justinian Jessup, 7 of 8 from the field. He's taken 8 shots. Hasn't been to the free throw line, so as long as he's been fouled. 18 points. Still being very patient.
Minutes are big, as Brian Gaussian touched on. I reckon they're even bigger for Brisbane, who felt like they'd played better and had a bit of momentum, and all of a sudden they find themselves almost at the same hole as they were at quarter time. Matt Russell's courtside. What do you got, mate?
But despite that, it was a happy Brisbane coach, James Duncan. He said, I love the way you're running the lanes and attacking the rim. More of that over the last 90 seconds.
That was a good set there. Couldn't knock it down. I'm going to call a foul. Halen here. A little curl. It looks like you got Anthony Drimmick, the shooter, coming off the down screen, but he's going to roll into the defender of Robert Franks to allow Robert Franks to pop to the corner. Wide open. You take that every day of the week. Just couldn't knock it down.
The thing for me, though, is Franks has been stroking it from long range in recent times. 50% from 3 over his past 7 or so games. But tonight he's had the advantage putting it on the deck, getting past Duop Reith, getting past Sam Froling. And out of the timeout, they go for the 3-ball.
Reith.
Hello.
Cow! I was going to say count it. Just rolled off the iron.
Do you know the Hawks play call for the Spinoulis?
What do they call it?
No, I'm asking you.
No, I didn't hear it in the timeout. Up, I think maybe he was calling in the timeout.
All the different looks. Overplay, curl.
And Jessup's just smart about how he comes off that handoff too. Off that cut from the corner and direct line up from the bucket. He reads the defense. If they're following me, cool, I'm going to curl around this thing. If they're going to hide under that screen, I'll just stop and pop and let it fly. And he's punishing him right now.
He's got 20 points in the first half, and I'm just trying to think of what other shooters we have in the league who, feeling this good, 7 of 8 from the field, wouldn't have already got up another 5 shots in this half. There's not too many.
Not many in the world.
He's a better man than most.
Digba. He's having a nice first half as well. Nick Starr's on show Thursday night. Hungry Jacks NBL. He's got 12, 5 or 6 from the field. The lead's back to 12. Here is Jessup, other end. Great pass this time, finds Duop Reith. That's long. They'll keep it alive.
2 for 9.
First one's a rangefinder. Second one's long. And now it's Franks. Patterson loses it, gets it back, bobbles it, keeps pushing. Referee says we're going to stay here. That'll be on Jessup.
Watch the crash here from Anthony Drimmick. Slides in underneath and takes Jessup by surprise. Then a little friendly fire. Gets a little shove, takes out Patterson, that one comes up a little worse for wear.
Mark Patterson, a little shooker. Looks like he'll stay in the game. Justinian Jessup takes a seat.
And if you got a bump, what's really clear is him doing this, right? If I miss the little bump,
2 fouls on the night for Justinian Jessup. So he'll sit out a first half where he has been, the last 20 seconds of a first half, he's been scintillating.
Unsurprisingly, it's Jessup's best first half of his NBL career. It was 18 last season against the Taipans. 20 on the board right now.
And again, they go over from the foul line to the Bullets. They've missed their last 4 after hitting their first 7. And the last shot will belong to the Hawks. Nah. Froling, got to get to work, does exactly that! And ends the first half in the most special of ways for Illawarra. And that lead is 14, exactly what it was at quarter time.
53 points in the first half. They started on fire, finished the quarter really strong. Everybody's chipping in. Justinian Jessup's having himself a night, but everybody playing their role, bringing energy off the bench. What a half for the Illawarra Hawks.
Oscar Foreman's courtside with Xavier Rattan, Mays. Take it away, Oscar.
Xavier, Tyler out, gives other people opportunities to step up. What was your mentality coming into the game tonight?
Nothing changes. Nothing really changes. Come out, run the team, do a good job of getting us in and out of our sets. Make sure guys get their touches. JJ's hot. He's going. So make sure we're getting him the ball. But nothing changes too much. Coach didn't want to change too much up. And just stay with the flow. Just make sure our offense is running at a high level.
And when Justinian Jessup is on fire like that and you're running the point, your job is to find him. You did a great job of that. What do you think is going to happen in the second half?
We're going to try and get JJ shots. As a point guard, when one of your guys is going like that, you get him the ball and get out the way. And when JJ's not going, we have a plethora of options that we can go to, do-op and AC, and we just got to keep running our offense at a high level and keep getting stops. When we get stops, we're really good.
Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
They do look good when they get stops and they run. 5 points, 4 assists in the first half for that man. It's a 14-point lead, just as it was at quarter time. Liam Santamaria, Pete Hawley to break it down on the other side of this. Hungry Jack's highlights, 20 minutes in the books. And this team, we heard Xavier Rattan-May say, we play good defence and we run, we're good. And that's exactly right. They've got the confidence up, they're playing their best basketball, they believe in each other, and this man is hot. The next star, which we'll get to very shortly, 20 points in the first half. Isaac White off the bench. There's some razzle-dazzle in there as well, Liam Santamaria, which we always like. And these two guys off the bench provided a fair bit of energy.
Yeah, they are rolling, the Hawks, absolutely. A little fight back from Brisbane at one point, but huge first half from Illawarra on their home floor. And this is who they've been over recent times, shutting teams down defensively, getting out, running and having some fun. 53 points on the board. The Bullets, they cut it to 5 after trailing by 14 at quarter time. But a big response from Jessup and the Hawks down the stretch, and they're back out by double digits. So a lot of problems to solve for Brisbane in the sheds right now.
You're spot on. They did bring it back, and then single digits had a bit of momentum, and then I think it was just shot selection. They're getting a bit carried away, contested shots. A couple guys, one pass offense, trying to force things at the rim that perhaps weren't there. Things looked a lot better when the bench came in. They sparked the energy. Digbill was great. Weakness brought some energy, Isaiah Moss, but ultimately it's going to take slow periods to just slowly tick back, get the scoreboard rolling over. But down the 53 points and a half, you're going to really struggle to win a ball game if you give up that again.
NBL legend Oscar Foreman, one of our courtside announcers today. Oscar, before we get into a couple of next stars, what have you made of this first half from Illawarra?
I think the turning point in that first quarter was when the Hawks were up about 14-5. There was a timeout call. Gorgon was a bit antsy and a bit angry at them, just because they had a play before that they looked like they were going to start settling, and he urged them to keep going, play the defence hard, and flow freely in offence. You can see when Isaac White gets on, he feels that energy. It's all spurred from Justinian Jessup's threes going in.
Well, let's talk about him because he's been great. As Liam told us just before, 20 points, his highest half in the NBL. He was outstanding. And you're right, when they run and gun, he gets himself going. He's full of poise and confidence.
Absolutely, and I like the fact that they actually ran plays for him. He was a focal point for them. You could see them looking for him every time when it was hot. He got subbed off by Gorge, but when he came back and he was still looking to shoot, and the guys that came on in his absence, they were aggressive as well.
Yeah, they're finding him in transition where he can make things happen, and then they're running these types of action for him, which their go-to plays to get Jessup the rock, and he's just making hay while the sun's shining. 20 points. He only missed one shot in that opening half. He's on fire.
Hey, Oscar, we talk about Illawarra. They're playing their best basketball right now, and we talk about maybe some of the reasons why. Are you noticing a different feeling, a different vibe? From where we sit, it seems like the most confidence they've been all season. Are you seeing that up close?
100%. You can see every time a shot goes up, the whole bench is standing up, willing it to go in. Anytime you see the alley-oop play, the whole bench is up there. They're all talking, they're all friends. There's a big emphasis on that, and you can see how it fed off from them playing well, them scoring the basket. It was then just transition and looking push to see how quick they could score the basketball.
Hey, we spoke about one next star in Justinian Jessup. There's another one the other end, Tom Digbo, who's had a really good first half.
He has, absolutely. He's taken off just the energy and looking to take from the extra court time, taking it into his own hands and trying to create shots, as you see there. He's done quite well.
Well, I love what I've seen from Tom Digger on the Brisbane end now. He came in with that energy, that spark, and I just love the confidence that he's grown with. This is a young kid who's got a big future ahead of him, super athletic, knocked down a three, but we don't often see too much of that. But again, growing with confidence, he's just got to make sure he's really solid on the defensive end. James Duncan will then be more inclined to keep him out there, and we're starting to see him grow before our very eyes.
Well, one guy who hasn't turned up so far in this game, Pete, you flagged him right off the opening tip. Jason Kadee. Coming off a slow one and not having a big impact in their last game, the loss to Tasmania, and 0 points in that first half, 0 of 3, 0 assists, really has not had any impact on this ball game.
Oscar, thank you. We'll get to the break. Plenty more, including the second half on the other side of this. Hungry Jacks NBL second half, not too far away. Matt Russell moments ago caught up with head coach of the Bullets, James Duncan.
Well, James Duncan, the margin at quarter time 14 points, the margin at half time 14 points. You seemed a little happier during the second quarter. What signs did you like and how do you build on it?
Well, our second group got us back into the game by just following the game plan. They provided us plenty of energy, getting on the rim, sharing the ball, did a lot of good things for us to get us back into the game. The last 5 minutes of the game, or last 5 minutes of the second quarter, we fell back into old traps, not defending one-on-one, not rebounding the ball, and then again, transition defense.
Good on you, coach. Go well.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Pete Hawley, that man, Jason Kadee, is someone you flagged at the start of the game, and so far hasn't had a good one.
No, he hasn't. We know he hasn't scored in his last 6 quarters now, but more surprisingly, 0 assists. We don't often see that from Jason Kadee. Donuts all across the board. He's got 1 steal, no rebounds either. I'm expecting him to get a little bit more aggressive, not necessarily for his shot, but just trying to get a couple more open guys, some looks, and see what it can flow from there.
14-point hole. There's that man, Justinian Jessup, moments ago. 20 points in the first half. Leads all scorers, and here is Kadee to start it. Kadee, Salt, Patterson, Franks, and Drimmick. Same starting 5 for DoorDash as it was to kickstart the game. Likewise with Illawarra, who have a stop to kickstart it. Cleveland, what a move! Couldn't finish it. A little Euro step, drew the contact. And Antonius Cleveland to the foul line for 2.
Liam, we've praised all season Lamar Patterson's decision-making when he gets the ball back to the basket in the post. Here's Cleveland with the Euro step. They send the double team. You'd hear Brian Goorjian screaming to go with Sam Froling for the double team. Lamar Patterson just trying to force that up. We haven't seen that too often this year. He's a really good passer out of the post. Sam Froling came across to get his 3rd block of the game.
Another thing about that first offensive possession there from the Bullets for the second half, they are at the best when that thing is getting through hands. Move the ball, get it through side to side, get everybody a touch. 1 pass offense post ISO, and the Hawks ram it down their throat down the other end.
That's why we're seeing Tom Digba have a bit of an impact now, because you look at with no Nathan Sobey, what does he do? Well, he really, he shoots the ball well, but he gets downhill so fast, and that's something that Tom Digba can do when he gets that ball, catching it on the move, one dribble and go, put some heat on the rim.
Drimmick. Two good defensive sets by the Hawks to start to this quarter, leading by 14. Froling couldn't get it to go. Salt with his first rebound of the night. Patterson got stripped by Cleveland. Now he'll push. This is where the Hawks are dangerous. Where do they go? Froling stops, props, Rattan Mace. Had all day. Had all day. And in the end, bottom of the net. And I have a feeling James Duncan, he ain't going to be happy.
Time out, Brisbane. What a horrible start for the Bullets, and perfect for the Hawks. Again, they go at Patterson. The double was coming from Froling. Cleveland just took it away. And then here they are at making things happen in transition. Good read from Froling. Had all day to line it up, Rattan Mays. The Bullets need to talk about it.
Brian Goorjian's having a chat. Here we go.
The guys off the ball are big. He starts dribbling. He has trouble passing. All right, come in there and close it and slam the door on the rebound. Reverse, picking the ball. It's as simple as that. Transition on the run, picking the ball or reverse. If it's a walk up, it's up. Find it in up or stack. It just gets him in the middle of the floor with the court spread. Here we go.
Brian Goorjian loving what the Hawks are doing on the defensive end. I'm sure Antonius Cleveland as well. Lamar Patterson trying to back him down. Antonius Cleveland's going to love that. He's got such quick hands. Just wraps around, gets the steal, and then they're off to the races.
Just surprised me the Bullets don't come out to begin this first half playing through Franks. Yeah, he's the guy that's been red hot for them in recent weeks. 7 straight games with 20 or more points. You've got Duop Reith on 2 fouls. You've got Sam Froling on 2 fouls. For some reason, they're playing through Patterson on Antonius Cleveland, and they're turning the ball over.
Inside Kadee, can he get going? No. Matt Russell is courtside. What do you got, Matt?
James Duncan just pleading with his team. We're only going to get back into the game if we have some stops. And he said, we've got to have some pride defensively. Please, men, show me some pride in your defense.
I have a feeling that, thank you, Matt, He also might have cleaned it up a little bit from what some of the words used. Eskadee, can he get going? Still over.
He's gone down after that shot, grabbing at his ankle.
And he's hobbling quite badly, you can see. She gets back on defence. They kept it alive, the Bullets, for a bit, still to no avail. Rattan May's feeling it. That's no good. Franks with rebound number 7. What a pass. Ding Ding at the other end. That'll count, and 1.
That's why they tick the scoreboard over out in transition.
This is another guy, sorry, Pete, who was really good last week. Energy, bought the energy, played a huge part in that game winner for Drimmick at the end of it. But he's a guy that can come off the bench and also energise this listless currently lineup.
Well, it is. We've seen that so often. He likes to come in and be that energy guy. Throws his body around, gets some highlight plays on both ends. And right now we heard from Matt Russell, James Duncan just wanting on the defensive end. That's going to be a team job because right now, it's not, well, yes, Justinian Jessup has the 20 points, but everyone's having a good crack at scoring for the Illawarra Hawks.
That action, Spanoulis action, they call it up, the Hawks. Jessup, another good read. Reed can't finish.
If you hadn't have showed that so well in NBL overtime, might not have been so well defended there, Liam. I'm sure that Gorge are real happy. As they were able to stop Jessup from getting another shot up. 20 in the first half. Here's Frank's other end. Liam Santamaria called for him to be a bit more involved. That's no good. Cleveland, great pass. There's Jessup. Moves so well without the ball. And Cleveland put it on a platter. Digbar loses it. Officially, we look, we wait. It's going to stay this end.
It's Jason Kadee. Watch him here, left of his screen. Just after the fact.
He stands on a spectator's foot.
I really thought that, but he didn't really look directly at a spectator. He might have just had an awkward landing. Straight away went down with it. It's a good pass from Franks. Good finish from Deng Deng. So had a couple of good looks on the offensive end now.
Just looking, it doesn't look like it could be a spectator's foot considering the barrier there as well. So
maybe the edge of the court, perhaps?
Is it raised? Jessup feeling it, 22 already. Can't nail that one. And now Weakness, who provided spark in that second quarter, as James Duncan alluded to. Digber another one. They're going to do it again in a 16-point hole. Drimmick. Digbar. Felt for the contact, drew it, and now will earn a couple of freebies. And now it's Robert Franks, who's a little shook up.
That's the last thing they need. That's a really good pass from Drimmick. Saw Sam Froling come across, didn't force anything up, got it to Tom Digbo, used his athleticism. Took a little bit of the hit from Jessup.
It looked like the left ankle for Franks there, just as he was heading in for the rebounding contest.
That's Justinian Jessup's third foul.
They hit their first 7 foul shots, the Bullets. They're 1 of 6 since. As Digber makes the second. Robert Franks, we've seen him in the background there of that shot, remains on the court, which is good news for the Bullets. Rattan Mays. White has 2 of these. Can't nail it. Hawks kept it alive, and they're going to run, though, the Bullets. Great job. Digbar couldn't finish it. Fights on it. Finish up, Deng Deng, turned away from the bucket, but got it to go. And we referred to him coming in off the bench last week and being really good, and he's done it again here in the third quarter.
That's great energy. It's great effort from Deng Deng. This is his 6th straight game now with 5 or more rebounds. Just finding some energy areas to try to have an impact.
13 the difference, last 5 for the Bullets. Shot clock down to 4. Cleveland got to get to work.
Second on the shot clock here as we look at this. Tom Digber couldn't finish through contact. Deng Deng just hanging around, keeping the possession alive. And right there, saw Duop Reed said, nope, I'll go away from that. Still take 2 points. So So 1.5 on the shot clock. Catch and shoot. Good idea to bring Tim Conrad in. Probably needs about 0.3 of those. Tim Conrad to get it off.
Return Mays heads to the bench. Conrad pretending like he's going to run away from the pill.
Oh.
And then what? Just looked away from him, and in the end, Emmett now bobbles it out of court. Turnover number 9 for the Hawks tonight.
Well,
Conrad was open.
Was he what?
Ding Dang lost him.
And he's just looking
So
at
did the Hawks.
He's just looking at Isaac White. Saying, hang on, what's going on? That's why I was brought in.
Ding ding. Dual glass half full continuation
I'm
call there.
still a little bit shocked by what happened down the other end, because he ends up throwing to Emmett Nah in the corner.
Yeah, it was odd.
Emmett Nah needs 3 seconds to shoot it compared to 0.3 for Tim Conrad.
Oh, snap.
Oh, you know, he's got a slow release.
Jeez.
Still knocks him
Little
down.
flyby from the championship play. Congratulations on the 4-year anniversary today, Pete Hawley, of that ring you wear around
all the time.
All the time. Franks. He gets it to go. And that leads back to 10. The last 8 points for Brisbane. And a turnover. Turnover number 10 for Illawarra. Uncharacteristic. Can they finish it? They can't the first time. Dig back. No, he fingertipped it out of court. Blew an opportunity there, Brisbane.
But here it is. Cam, here's the energy and the activity that James Duncan's been searching for. Hasn't been able to get it from his starters for most of the night. Wigness up the floor, turning the ball handler. Ding Ding's length and activity. Digba keeping it alive on the offensive glass as the Hawks come down and get themselves a stabilising bucket.
Frolling's, he's got 10. They needed that just to stem a little of this momentum that the Brisbane Bullets were really starting to claw back. Led again by this bench mob. Deng turns down the 3. Shot clock down to 5. Trimmy's got to get to work on Conrad. Does it really nicely. Gets all the way to the cup and lays it in.
Bench unit's been fantastic for the Bullets, and a little bit of full court pressure they did before to turn the ball over, and just looking really aggressive on the other end.
They're hanging around Brisbane, but this is where they need to get a couple of stops. Froling and Wigness with the professional foul.
It was a good foul from Wigness in the end because the help wasn't coming. Needed a double. He was vastly outmatched down low with Sam Froling saying, I couldn't hear you talking to me, fellas. He was waiting to hear who was coming from where, and then eventually said, you know what, I just better foul him here. Get him to take it out.
Cleveland takes a seat. 9 points, 7 boards, 6 assists. Peter Hawley put him on triple-double watching the first 30 seconds.
It could be 8 boards.
Nah, that's a little short. Oscar Foreman is courtside.
Guys, this is exactly the opposite of what the Hawks were doing at the start of the game. They got confidence through their offense. You look at Brisbane right now. Digba is starting to do whatever he wants out there. Everyone else is starting to get confident, and the Hawks are looking a little lost offensively. Expect the Hawks need to clean this up right now, or it's going to be coming into tight scores at three-quarter time if they're not careful.
NBL legend Oscar Foreman courtside tonight with Matt Russell. Hungry Jacks NBL, Thursday night. White, Jessup been hot. Still nice and hot, Pete Hawley.
And that hurts for the Bullets because big double duel they got away with there. Isaac White, bench wasn't happy about it, but Justinian Jessup, 24 points, 9 of 11 from the field.
Digba. Oscar Foreman referenced him a moment ago. That time he ran out of places to go. That'll be a travel.
It's an interesting lineup the Bullets have had on the floor these last few minutes. Ever since Nathan Sobey went down, James Duncan has always wanted to have one of Jason Kadee or Lamar Patterson on the floor. The playmakers, the ball handlers, the guys who can make plays late in the shot clock. But with Kadee hurt, they don't have either of them out there right now. And they got a little funky there in their offensive set as Kadee comes to the score table.
That's probably Justinian Jessup's easiest look at the night. Comes up long.
Franks one-on-one with Froling, top of the key, wants to use the left hand. Pitches it out to Deng, another one of those all-NBL green light first team members.
So is that
and it
now.
leads to Conrad for 3. In and out. And the Bullets have probably been able to get away with 2 here because Jessup and Conrad both had good looks. You hear Gore saying where the ball's going to go. Digba hoisted it. Now Nah wants to push. Looking, great pass inside to Froling. Extra pass finds Jessup. Got a little cool in the last couple of shots. Had 2 really good looks, Pete Hall. Again, probably his 2 best of the night.
Absolutely. Good ball movement from the Hawks. Good rotating defense. I probably think better there for the Bullets is just trying to pick who you want to shoot it.
I hope the kids around the country haven't been watching the last 2 minutes because it hasn't been pretty. As Emanar says, I'll get all the way to the bucket, just laid in.
Good take from Emanar. What the defense will give you. Thought he was trying to run and stay attached. Little crossover move and get to the lane for 2.
Moss.
That's what Sam Froling does so well. When you get to guard who's beaten his defender and he comes up against him as Justinian says, okay, I'll try a 3rd time. No good there, but stays so vertical. Jumps alongside you vertically without coming down. Really disciplined enough not to lower his hands and slap at you.
I've never seen a guy who's had 24 points have as wide open looks 3 in a row by Justinian Jessup and missed them.
Missed them all.
They've dodged a few bullets here, Brisbane. Moss knocked away by Conrad. It'll stay on the baseline. Shot clock dangerously low for Brisbane.
Meanwhile, Illawarra's defence standing up. And they got up double digits in the first half. The Bullets cut it to 5. They had the answer. They got up 19 here. Bullets cut it to 10. They've answered again in these last few minutes, stabilising buckets and plenty of stops. As the Bullets bring Kadee back in, you see at the top of the screen there, the right of your screen, just testing out that ankle, making sure it's good to go.
There's a foul on Tim Conrad. Saw the baseline view. It was a good call in the end.
Kadee, 0-5 from the field, including 3 from beyond the arc. And another man who's been in good form with Nathan Sobey sideline. I'll need him tonight. He's going to cut into this 12-point lead in the last 11 minutes of this game. Too easy. White, but also Digba says no. Moss chases, couldn't quite get it. Ends up in the first row.
Got beat, Digba. Great response. Stayed with the play.
Isaac White got a flat tire on that too. Just tried to elevate. Left leg said, not today. The old keeper. Good hands from Lamar Patterson.
Moss loses it. And it's going to be a block. Emanar believes he's there. The crowd believes he's there. What does Brian Gorgian believe? Of course, already had a coach's challenge, be successful.
Here we go. It's gonna go.
He's going to have a little crack at it. He's going to try and go 2 from 2.
Well, it was going to be a lob to Tom Digba. Just dropped the ball. Isaiah Moss. Now, this is an interesting challenge from Brian Gorgian. Was he really set? He was still turning into him as well. It's going to have to be pretty clear cut.
So ref should have held his whistle. There was a no. It was a no call.
It was a no call. But the issue is, because there is a call, now there has to be sufficient evidence the other way to say it shouldn't be a foul.
Hopefully they overturn that. The ref needed to hold his whistle. It was premature adjudication.
But does the rule allow it?
It has to be. It doesn't have flip. If it's a block
He's
charge,
happy with that one. Sorry, Liam. I'll give you a pat on the back, mate. He's very happy.
If it's a block charge, it can only go the other way. Can you go with a no call? Can we say that, no, we shouldn't have blown the whistle? Because there's been plenty, though, especially last weekend, where we're like, look, that's really not a foul. In normal gameplay, we don't want to see that. If you don't call that a foul, even if it's a little bit of a hand on a block up at the rim.
Hopefully. I mean, isn't this what it's for? When it's a block,
it's a
bad
I'm not
ball,
sure in terms of the rules, though, in terms of what the letter of the law, I think it has to be one or the other. But I'm with you.
Defense.
Because
The challenge is successful. The call on the floor is cancelled. As Brisbane had the ball, they will retain possession and inbound from the baseline with 20 seconds on the shot clock.
Now,
Illawarra will retain their coach's challenge and their timeout.
kudos to everyone involved there. I didn't believe that was possible like you alluded to.
Well, we saw it last weekend a few times where even on the broadcast we were saying, now look, that's not a foul in real time, but when you try and challenge it, you're going to see a little bit of contact and you're not going to be able to turn. I would love to see that more.
Yep.
Okay, if we're challenging, we're not challenging and saying that should be a charge. We're challenging to say that shouldn't be a call at all.
And they've done it.
I'm impressed, and I'm impressed that Liam was... He's talking to the replay.
Yeah, he is.
It is, Liam. He said, look, hang on, I'm not sure if it is a rule. Let's make it a rule.
Come on, man. That's not a foul. Can't be a foul. Needed to overturn it, and sanity prevails. And the challenge for the Bullets here, just try to close this quarter out effectively. See if you can get it back to 10, even single digits. Give yourself something to build on in that final term.
Digba. What a pass! Lamar Patterson finds Kadee his first bucket of the night off a scintillating. I've had to use that word twice today, first time in about 9 years, but that pass deserved it. And the lead is 10. First quarter of the night, the Brisbane have won. Can they go in with momentum? Reith turns into the double team. That was tough. Lamar Patterson thinks he was straight up. Dwight Reith. No good. Have a look at this, boys.
Beautiful execution.
Off the inbound.
Back cut from Kadee. Timing on point.
Just the body of Lamar Patterson.
Oh, he's moving a little bit, and just his hands weren't straight up necessarily. Just coming over that angle down. Hit Dwight Reith, who's been quiet tonight. Just the 2 points, 3 now, 3 rebounds. Hasn't had to do a whole lot with everybody else chipping in.
What I do like about him, though, Pete, doesn't force shots, only 1 of 4 from the field. We know how talented he is, but he's not someone who's trying to force himself into the offense.
It's true. I still think they need to make him that focal point at times.
Don't
because
disagree.
we've had, when they were going through their rough patch, we were thinking, who are their main guys? Who are their guys they're going to try and get going?
And there he is, making sure that quarter ends. And Illawarra lead by 12. Wait right there. Fourth and final period on the other side of this. Huge fourth quarter, only seconds away. The good news is, though, Lifesavers has launched a new range of Fruit Tingles chocolate balls and chocolate box. They're now available in supermarkets. Kids love them, adults love them, everyone loves them. The new chocolate range is a fun new way to enjoy the iconic and nostalgic Fruit Tingle Lifesavers that we all know and love. 12-point lead for the Hawks. They have the pill to kickstart the fourth quarter.
Well, it's all on these first few minutes here from Brisbane. Can they make a game of it, get some stops? Foul called underneath there. Cleveland stayed with the play. They've had a couple of times throughout this game, Brisbane, where they've asked some questions. Got it back to 5 at one point in the first half. Asked another question there in the third quarter, but the Hawks have had the answer, but they are within striking distance if they can make a run here to begin this fourth term.
First one's good. Cleveland, 9 points, now 10. 8 rebounds, 6 assists. Is he on triple-double watch, boys? 10, 8 and 6.
Well, technically, yes, but we haven't seen him consistently rack up the assists. He should have 9 rebounds. He decided to let one go.
I don't think rebounds will be the concern.
I'm with you.
When we get to the nitty and
But
gritty.
if they are, it'll be hilarious.
He'll rue that. Kadee, got to get going. That was short. Of course, a sore ankle in the second quarter. Ratan Mays will push at 1-on-4, so he'll wait for his team. Reith. Guarded by Patterson, 1-on-1. Spins to the baseline, can't get it to go. He'll chase it down himself, wants it more, and in the end, missed one he probably would have made 9 times out of 10.
Well, forced a couple there. We'll just singing his praises in the end of the third quarter.
Beautiful pass. Patterson, great slip out there from Franks. Patterson, I feel like the Bullets look good when he's a facilitator. You know, when they're standing around watching him trying to score, things get a little stagnant. 4 assists now.
Ratan Mays, shot clock's down to 5, so he's got to shoot it. Offensive rebound under the 8th of the night. Reith.
We spoke earlier in the first half about the adjustment the Hawks have made to their style. Shooting less threes, shooting more free throws. It's been huge. Have a look at this. This is their three-point attempts on the season. Round 1 to 10, they were 6 and 6. They were shooting 33.3-point attempts a game, 3rd in the league, and they couldn't get to the free throw line. And they made a huge adjustment second half of the season. Brought that down by 7 a game. They're now last in the league over that stretch in three-point attempts, and their free throw attempts have gone right up. So, yes, they've got after it a little bit more defensively, but they've made a big adjustment at the offensive end as well.
Well, a lot of that, I think, has been Duop Reith as well, when they've been making him that focal point down low, and he hasn't just been settling for a fadeaway or camping out on the three-point line. And again, another key guy for that has been Antonius Cleveland. He puts a lot of heat on the rim.
Patterson no good. Ratan Mays lobs it for Cleveland. Reith hands on that and can't get it to go.
Heads up play from Patterson. Tapping that thing off the rim.
And Cleveland says, I'll take this. And it's just Antonius and the ring and 2 points. And just when you think Brisbane's starting to get some momentum, this man who has turned their season bobs up and gets an easy 2.
He's got such quick hands on the defensive end, Antonius Cleveland. Don't look after the ball. He's gone the other way.
Patterson. Frank's offensive rebound, kicks it outside. Wigness needs it to go. Does.
Needed to make it too. Wigness, not a renowned three-point shooter, and he had Kadee ready. Turnover here from Patterson, 2nd in the league in turnovers, and he's got a bunch of them again tonight, and Cleveland just picked his pocket. Took it away.
One dribble from the halfway line. Throw it out there.
3 steals on the night for that man. Leads back to 11. Matt Russell is courtside.
Well, Brisbane have been struggling in the turnover department all season. A league high, more than 15 per game. To three-quarter time tonight, only 7. That was helping them stay in the game. But that one from Lamar Patterson looks costly. Here are the Hawks trying to win this and leapfrog Perth into 3rd. Other results could see them finish up to 1st at the end of this round. As for Brisbane, if they're beaten tonight, even the most brilliant calculator won't be able to work out a way for them to finish in the top 4.
Matt Russell, thank you, Jessup. Great D. Wigness keeps it alive, though. And in the end finds Depot stripped away, and now it's the Hawks. 3-on-1. Nah, leaves it for Cleveland. He just says, bang! Might have heard exactly what Matt Russell was just talking about only moments ago. They go to Melbourne Saturday night. Digba, can he reply with a 3? He can't. And Cleveland gets rebound number 9. Leader 13. Couldn't finish it. Return Mays, now be Digba, who's having a nice night. Wants to push, it does. Finds weakness. 2 men who were really good in that second quarter with the energy. It was contagious, and they've got to do it now. 6 minutes on the clock, 11-point hole.
They're just hanging around, the Brisbane Bullets. The Illawarra Hawks haven't put them away just yet. And it has been those bench guys who getting out transition, trying to spark a bit. I think Jessup's gone cold. He's missed a couple of easy ones. So he makes that one on cue, of course.
And this is the problem for the Bullets. Timeout called here. Yes, they're hanging around, but they're hanging around between 10 and 15. All they're doing here is preventing a blowout. They're not hanging around to try to give themselves a chance to win. Cleveland, great hands. Nas sets him up in transition. Love the way he finishes with authority. They've got to be able to get a bunch of stops in a row, Brisbane, if they're going to actually make a serious run.
Illawarra 76, Brisbane 63.
I'll ask you this, Liam. Now, we're talking about all the awards watches coming just around the corner, but all NBL first team.
Yes,
now, there's a few locks. That last outside spot.
Yep.
Antonius Cleveland got a couple of hands on that one.
Making a big case.
Isn't he?
Huge case.
So you got Bryce Cotton, Jalen Adams, lock them in. Inside will also be interesting. Because
Take your pick.
Yeah, exactly right. So you've got Xavier Cooks, JLA, Mitch Creek,
Vic
Law. So 2 of those 4 will make it, and the other 2 will be extremely unlucky for incredible seasons. That last outside spot, Antonius Cleveland definitely up there. Chris Golden is going to get a few votes in that one. Think about who else.
He is making a massive run out of Antonius.
Is he what?
$13-point lead for Illawarra. Frank's right at Froling, left hand, got to where he wanted. Somehow it rimmed out.
He's had a few of those, Frank's inefficient night. 5 of 15 from the field. Got some numbers, double-double with 5 times, but missed a few bunnies.
Return Mays, easy as you like. Straight up a timeout. That'll be frustrating for James Duncan. Franks misses one. Return Mays gets a pretty easy shot. He's got 10 on the night. The lead's at 15, the number that Liam pushed only moments ago, that Brisbane just hang around it without any real serious push. Moss, good take. Right at Return Mays is able to get it to go.
13-point game. They just need to get some stops and consecutive stops.
It's almost identical. This time he gives it off to Froling. He picks his moment, finds White for 3. They'll keep it alive, and another opportunity for the Hawks. 9 offensive rebounds as a team tonight. Return Mays, nice move.
Got that ball on a string, Return Mays. And Tyler Harvey loving the opportunity to get more involved, more minutes. 12 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists.
Kadee tweaked the ankle in the third quarter. Here's Drimmick, got to let it fly, got to get going, can't. Lamar Patterson on the pine, boys. You surprised at this point of the game?
They're trying to find a squad out there that can get some stops.
Froling deep inside, surrounded by the Bullets in the end. Did enough to force the stop. Kadee right at Froling. Got to hit it. Franks can't. They're 4 of 23 from the three-point line, the Bullets tonight. And the clock, the friend of the Hawks. Again, we're into single figures on the shot clock. Rattan Mays on Ding Ding, all the way to the bucket. That'll go, and you would think almost shuts the door. 17-point lead, 3 minutes on the clock.
Just closing it out. Rattan Mays, just put the ball in his hands, let him control the tempo, and he's closing this thing out.
4 of 24 from 3 for the Brisbane Bullets. 1 of 5 from Franks. Drumick 0 of 3, Kadee 0 of 4, Lamar Patterson 0 of 4. The main guys shooting the rock just hasn't been there tonight.
Franks read that nicely. Got to get some urgency now about their play. Deng tries to go baseline. Turns it straight over to Rattan Mays, and I'll push the other way. He's got a plethora of options. He's word at halftime, and he proves it as he finds Justinian Jessup, and the next star has 29. The lead is 20. Illawarra could be on their way to not only a big win tonight, but a huge double as they head to Melbourne on Saturday afternoon.
It's a danger game. Danger game for the Hawks, trying to lock themselves into this top 4, and they have really come in and taken care of business.
Rattan Mays off the hand of Kadee.
And I'll tell you who's not enjoying this, as watching it blow out like it is. The Southeast Melbourne Phoenix and the Tassie Jack Jumpers. Because those two teams already struggling with percentage. They're hoping the Hawks might slip up against some of those top teams down the stretch. Playing Sydney, playing Perth. But watching this margin blow out and Illawarra's percentage grow would be making them a little unhappy right now.
Big effort. Froling hasn't played a great deal. Couldn't get it to go. As Cleveland keeping it alive, only for a split second. Now it's the Bullets. Moss on the attack. Downhill goes to the foul line for 2. This is the impressiveness of this Illawarra Hawks outfit right now, Liam. We speak about Southeast Melbourne Phoenix lacking the urgency on Sunday against Adelaide. Now, on the road's a little bit different, I get it, but when you've got that playoff spot right there and you've got to take it, you can't afford to come in and be at all a little bit off your game. And again, the Hawks tonight have proven it.
Well, this is the beautiful thing about the Hawks right now. They're not playing scared. They're not playing not to lose. They are going out to get it. Gorgian has established that mentality. Remember 5 or 6 weeks ago, he started talking about how we're playing for our lives. Our season is on the line. And he got a big response from his group. They didn't get nervous. They didn't get the wobbles. They just turned the screws. And they are playing with great confidence and aggression right now and going out and getting after it.
Justinian Jessup, who just checked out moments ago, a career-high 29 without Tyler Harvey tonight. He was exceptional from the opening tip. And you mentioned when Brian Gorgian made those comments, and I talk a lot about it as weakness gets it to go. They trailed by 12 points late in the third quarter at the 5 pit against the Phoenix. Cleveland and Rattan Mays took the game over, and now they're the second hottest team in the league behind the Sydney Kings. Their season changed in about 5 minutes.
Is Cleveland going to sit down? 1 rebound shy of just a double-double.
You were right, Hills. He should have chased it down.
He has been excellent, though. Justinian Jessup. It's been a real team effort. And they are playing with some real confidence right now, the Illawarra Hawks. That game Saturday, that's going to be a travel there. So I think Antonius Cleveland has mentioned this before. He's definitely got a couple of hands. He's probably got 7, 8 fingers on that third spot in the All-NBL first team.
We might talk a little bit about it after the match, because it is an interesting conversation. The way that the All-NBL first team is structured as well helps a player like Cleveland. And recency bias can occasionally help, because if you play better later in the year, occasionally you can play into when it comes to awards season. I do notice that Pete Hawley put out his awards. Oh, it's a big dunk.
Been dunking everything lately. Dang, gang. Just wasn't there for the whole night from the Bullets. Just 34% from the field. Had 9 more field goal attempts. Here it is. Little pass from McKinnon. Dang Dang with the hammer. 9 more field goal attempts. So they're just 27 of 79. 4 of 25 from 3. We've left 6 at the free throw line as well.
AJ Ogilvy. Nails both. They've really done it from the start, from the opening tip. Led by 14 at quarter time, 14 at half time. And from there, it was all Illawarra. They'll dribble it out. A 17-point win for the Hawks, who just continue to rack up wins under that man, Brian Goorjian. Back at health and safety protocols last week, Tyler Harvey did not play, but in the end it did not matter because that man, the next star, Justinian Jessup, a career high 29 points tonight. That's as efficient win as you can get when you're doing what the Illawarra Hawks are doing.
Yeah, good, solid win. He was huge. Jessup, career high, as you say, 29. Most points scored by a Hawk this season. He did it at 65%, 5 triples at 50% from long range. He was massive. First 20 of those 29 in the first half, and he really got them going. But as a squad, the whole squad defensively took control of the game early, and they never looked back.
They were great. And again, all they wanted to win this game, you got to win it the right way, and they're playing the right way. They have been. You can just see they're making strides forward towards the end of the season. That's the goal. You want to be playing your best basketball by the time the finals roll around. And they're well on their way. There's a few big games coming up, which will be a big test for them. But they've tapped in to what makes them successful, which will make Brian Goorjian ecstatic and the whole team as well.
The Wynn Entertainment Centre rocking tonight. They play Melbourne United on Saturday night. And if they go there and can do what they did on Sunday, we'll start to talk about this team in a huge way. Justinian Jessup, 29 points, career high. He's courtside with Matt Russell right now.
Well, Justinian Jessup, as the commentators just said, you've had a career high 29 points, 11 of 17 shooting, 5 of 10 threes. Where did that performance come from?
I think just open shots, you know. My teammates found me, Emmett, X, you know, got a rhythm going early, transition, got some easy ones, and that's all it takes.
It hasn't always been easy for you this season. What's happened over the last few games that's seen you deliver your best?
I don't know, man. Just being grateful for this opportunity. I really think so. You know, I'm just glad I'm here. You know, we're playing well. Winning always helps. And yeah, just being grateful for the position I'm in.
To win the game 87-70 without your starting point guard Tyler Harvey, what does that say about this team?
Yeah, we're deep. You know, Emmett, Isaac did a great job filling those minutes. We had guys step up, make plays. So we're deep, and for us, it's about the defensive end.
4 straight wins for the first time this season. Do you think the team is finding its rhythm at the right end of the season?
Yeah, no, that's what I said. You know, we're finding a little groove. I think we're starting to figure out, you know, what it takes for us to win, and so we just got to keep on doing those things.
And you're looking forward to going back to Melbourne on Saturday, maybe with the same result?
Yeah, let's hope so.
Good on you, Justinian. Well played.
Appreciate it.
Justinian Jessup there, Liam Santa Maria. He said, I got in a rhythm early, and he most certainly did.
We did. They came out in a little zone, and he got a good look. That was his first look. Little step back jumper, and then all of a sudden his teammates started finding him. He started mixing it up, knocking it in from long range. They started throwing it to him in transition, and those are ones, layups for Justinian Jessup. That's the look off the zone that helped him keep it rolling, and that was a massive first half. All of these clips are from that 20-point first half, and then he was able to just be a little quiet there at a point in the third, and then a couple extra buckets in the fourth, and he had himself a career high. But it wasn't like he was doing it on his own. As he said in the interview, my guys found me, and you can see possession after possession, those buckets were on the back of assists.
And a man who's leading it is Antonius Cleveland. He is courtside right now with Oscar Foreman.
AC, when you play well, the Hawks play well. Do you feel the pressure from the rest of the team to bring that energy?
I don't feel the pressure. I just feel like a responsibility. I enjoy playing like that, and to know that I lead the pack and I get everyone going, I kind of try to take pride in that.
And it's exciting to watch. Now you guys go back tomorrow, ready to play Saturday in Melbourne again. This time you got Gorge back with you. What's the focus for the team ready to get that win?
We know they're going to come out hard. You know, we beat them last week, so, you know, Coach Vickerman probably was on them hard all week, so we just got to make sure we come out and punch them first or either hit them back and let them know that we're there and it's going to be a ball game.
Well, congrats tonight for the win and good luck for the weekend.
Thank you.
Antonius Cleveland He means business. He's playing well. His energy's contagious. Pete Hawley, and it was exactly the same as that tonight.
Well, I love hearing him speak, the way he attacks it, the way he's embraced this challenge of the Illawarra Hawks. And we're going to keep harping on about it the deeper this season goes. He turned the season around himself with his style of play, because basically he said, look, we're in a bit of a funk here. I'm going to set the tone, and I need everybody to come along for the ride. I'm sure Brian Goorjian threw the challenge out to somebody, and he's put his hand up and he's taken it, playing outstanding basketball, and so the Illawarra Hawks.
All right, well, just quickly, let's go back to that earlier conversation around the All-NBL first team, because he is a man who's having a great inter-season push towards it. 3 outside, 2 inside, lot being made of it. Who is his challenger, do you think, to be the third man to join Adams and Cotton?
There's a few that you could look at. You know, you look at the teams that have been successful and, you know, up near the top of the ladder. Melbourne United, Chris Golding could be kind of a guy you'd look at. Look at the Jack Jumpers to say, well, is there someone there that could be rewarded? Josh Majette, Josh Adams. Right now, it's Antonius Cleveland. They're in the top 4. He's been massive. As you say, he's changed their season. And game after game after game, over the course of these past 10 or 11 for the Hawks, he has been enormous in all facets of the game. So, for me, he is that third outside guy in the All-NBL first team.
That's a yes, simple yes? Yes?
Well, not a simple one.
Is it yes or no?
He's strongly in. You mentioned
we've got to get to Froling.
Yeah.
Yes or no? Answer the question.
Right now, yes.
Sam Froling's courtside.
He's indeed, Cam. Sam Froling, 4 straight wins for the first time this season. What did you make of tonight's result?
I mean, that's a danger game for us. You know, we could have come out complacent. You know, they're a team that's pretty much out of the playoffs. And if we had a drop, we would have been in a bit of strife. So we came out, we had to play hard. We had to play with the same energy we had in Melbourne. I think we did.
And without your starting point guard and leading scorer, Tyler Harvey's not there. And X, as you call him, Xavier Rathan-Mays. Talk us through his game.
Yeah, I mean, he's such a talented player. He can put the ball in from anywhere. He does a good job of finding other guys. And then I think Emmett stepped up tonight as well. You know, Emmett hasn't got a lot of court time this year, but he's a great player, and he came out and showed it tonight. And
Justinian Jessup had to find his role earlier in the season. He has a career-high 29. Pretty good tonight.
Yeah, I mean, that dude can shoot, you know. And when he puts them in quick. So he was big for us tonight, and hopefully he keeps it rolling.
Way back at the start of the season against Brisbane, you had 11 points, 11 rebounds, another double-figure haul tonight. How's Sam Froling feeling right now?
Yeah, pretty good. Missing a few bunnies, but, you know, that'll come. And, I mean, while we're winning, who cares? You know, I'm just happy to be out there playing hard for the Blues.
The energy looks good. It looks like it's fun out there. What the coach said earlier on in the year, you're having fun?
Yeah, for sure. I think Antonius is the one that leads us there. You know, when his energy's up, he's such a fun guy to be around than everyone else lifts, and you know, we come out with wins and we're having fun.
He is dynamic. He's great to watch. Melbourne United won't want to watch him on Saturday night. Go well down there, Sam.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it.
Everything Sam Froling said right there is exactly how it seems like they're playing their basketball, with confidence and with a great deal of fun.
And playing together. Everybody's stepping up. He mentioned Emmett Nard comes in. He only has the 2 points, but he facilitates. He got a couple of rebounds. But Sam Froling just going about his business. He can have so much success without needing the ball in his hands all the time. He's going to crash the glass. He had 3 blocks. He was a plus 21 in his 26 minutes, which is outstanding for what he can bring. Him combined with Duop Reith really can be so potent on both ends. So they're going to be really happy with where they're going, and 2 guys who are going to have a big say in how far they go this season.
They're fun to watch. They are really fun to watch. I want to look at their next 4 because they've got a huge one on Saturday night, but you speak about it. A month ago, we were talking about how hard their run is to get home, and they'll probably... Now they look like they're the hottest team or the second hottest team in the league. You look at this. Melbourne, Saturday night. We can't wait for that one. Brisbane away. Well, you'd think they'd be able to get that. That Sydney and Perth double, well, that's always tough, but it gives a real indication of if this team is just a hot team leading into the playoffs or a legitimate championship contender, which they feel like they are.
Well, there's another matchup against the Kings as well before they finish off their regular season. So it is a tough run home, but they're playing sensational basketball. They're beating good teams right now and taking care of business. But if you are the Phoenix or the Jack Jumpers, you're looking at those games and saying, I don't know, if we keep winning, or in the Southeast Melbourne's case, if we start winning again, this could get close down the stretch.
And if you're the Hawks right now, you want those tests too. You don't just want to keep beating the bottom teams and then make the finals and haven't really tested yourself against what we've seen throughout the year, the most consistent, the best teams in the league. So they're going to relish those. We saw that last week with Melbourne United. That match on Saturday is going to be huge. The rematch just a week after Melbourne's first game for the round. How do they respond? But those 2 Sydney ones are going to be crucial to see how they... arguably the best team in the competition right now. How do they match up? The new way the Illawarra Hawks are playing, are they ready for it? Do they really show up in those kind of games? That's going to be the real key for the Hawks. You don't want to limp into the top 4 because there's no point.
This run to the playoffs is hashtag next level. Let's get to the break. They're having fun. And when you're smacking teams and you're on this winning streak, it is always fun. Hang around, though. We'll wrap it all up on the other side of this. Hungry Jacks NBL, Hungry Jacks highlights, and there was plenty. If you're an Illawarra Hawk or a Hawkhead around the nation, that man was great, Justinian Jessup. Froling, we just heard from, enjoying life. Why shouldn't he be when they're playing so well? But this man, 29 points, a career high for the next star. Brisbane are valiant, talking next stars, talking some bench energy. Weakness came off the bench, Digbar was good, but in the end, boom! AC leads this charge, and they did it all without Tyler Harvey. Digbar at the other end tried his best, but in the end, Liam Santamaria, it was Illawarra pretty much from go to white.
Yeah, they just had too much firepower, and as a squad, they just defended at too high a level, and that man, as you say, caught fire. Justinian Jessup, boom away in that first half, 20 first half points. Franks was good, 13 and 12, inefficient night, though, as he got his 10th double-double, equal with Xavier Cooks. Most double-doubles in the league this season, but Antonius Cleveland just coming up with massive plays. 14 points, 9 boards, 6 assists, 3 steals. Stat sheet stuffing supreme from Cleveland as they had a bit of a basketball party down the stretch.
Well, they did. And credit the Brisbane Bullets, only gave up 34 points in the second half, and a lot of that was some missed opportunities from the Hawks. But in the end, Justinian Jessup did a lot of his work early in the first half. Cleveland, we highlighted, should have had a double-double. I'll let him know about it a bit later. Robert Franks, 13 and 12. Tom Digbar, that's the one shining light I think the Brisbane Bullets can take out of tonight's game. He's playing with more confidence. And again, 4 of 25. I know you're playing on the road, but that's a shooter's gym. So to come